According to Dr. Ruby, the mRNA shots are acting as synthetic gene replacement. They're transitioning people from Homo sapiens to a new species. Call it Homo Borg, I guess. She says all of this is going to get worse, a lot worse, with these new multivalent shots that they're shoving out. Multivalent shots are supposed to cover more variants of this COVID virus. I'm using heavy air quotes for the radio listening audience, just so you know. Variants and virus. So that in turn means even more of your genetic code getting changed. We want to learn a whole lot more about this. To that end, Dr. Jane Ruby joins us now. So the gene editing war is on.
Yeah, Stu, as we pull more and more of the pieces together, I can confidently say that this is more than just mass genocide. This threat is really more around genetic warfare, like you said. In other words, getting the synthetic, very dangerous genetic material, multiple changes into human beings as fast as possible. Let's take a look at recent history. The first series of the shots, whether it was the 2 shots from Moderna and Pfizer or the single beginning series from AstraZeneca or J&J, was supposedly to combat COVID-19. Then the boosters were sold out as combating the variants, as you said, of C19, which we know is a lie, as we've said over and over again on the show. There's no way to diagnose the main C19 flu or any of its supposed mutations, which scientifically by definition would be less dangerous and not in need of any booster. And now we have what was launched over Labor Day weekend, the bivalent or 2 mRNA code injection, but they're very clear, Stu, that you cannot get that updated shot unless you've had the first series for the thing, that's gone. Well, now we know why. The purpose is to build their synthetic genetic code into as many human beings as possible. And, like you said at the beginning, and I can confirm, this is not gene therapy. This is gene replacement. And let me call everyone's attention to the fact that there's no discussion about positive or rising cases. You notice how that's kind of softened and gotten quiet, something to which the public really, to which they turned a deaf ear. So let me give you all the bottom line. Hundreds of millions of people worldwide are now, whether you want to accept it or not, genetically modified people. Now, according to attorney Todd Callender, who appeared on the Dr. Jane Ruby show last week in a stunning 3-part interview, our military has been genetically modifying our soldiers since 2005 toward this Borg reality. Another fact that's really frightening: there's no law in the United States against genetically modifying human beings, including civilians. And there's so many legal questions this opens up now. I'm told by experts, Stu, people who've taken the first series constitute a new species. They're not human. They're a new species of people. They're technically, like I said, no longer human. What does that mean for those dependent on a constitution that says they have certain inalienable, quote, human rights? Well, do these modified people have any rights any longer? Remember that homicide is defined as the unlawful taking of the life of a human being. What does this now mean if you're no longer, in the eyes of the law, a human being?